Yeah, Dalit issue in Bangladesh is not that much, familiar. If you talk about 10 years back, it's recently Dalit issue come into the notice for the policymakers because there are some organizations who are working on these issues. If you go back 10 years back, Dalit issue is nowhere, not even in the mass population, the concern of Dalit community, not even in the policymakers' papers or something like that. But there are few organizations who basically started working on Dalit issue in all over Bangladesh. And there are different type of Dalit community in Bangladesh. Most of them are Hindus, and there are few communities, very small figure, who are Muslims and considered as a Dalit.
Could you explain the name of the community?
Yeah, among them, the major population involved in leather work, cobbler, and there are people who are involved in pig rearing. You can say the community as the title of the community is Kaura. There are people who involved in cleaning profession. That is one of the major community in most of our municipal area. They are involved in cleaning, that you call scavengers.
Yeah.
They are about 1.5 million.
Okay.
And altogether, there is no exact figure, as the government doesn't have any figure on Dalit community, no census. But there are some studies done by different academics and done by different donor agencies. And those studies says that there are Dalit population around 5 to 7 million.
Okay. Which includes the Muslim population?
Which includes the Muslim population.
Okay.
If you consider the Muslim population among Dalits, that is even less than 5%, not more than that. Among the Dalit population, among these 7 million people. And there are Dalit population who are also involved in fishing, traditional fishing, in the coastal belt and in the plainland fishing also.
Okay.
There are also Dalit population who are involved in agriculture work.
Okay.
But that number is not more.
Okay.
Very few. So in Bangladesh, Dalit people are facing same type of problem, like this subcontinent, India, Nepal. The major problem they are facing dignity issue. Because and that comes from the caste-based, caste-based ideology. That is, Dalit people are outcast, not like. They are not treated as Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So they are slightly separated, and so they are not treated as human being like those four status. And these also create impact on the ideology or ideas of Muslims as well, because in a village, all those people are staying there, Muslims, Hindu Brahmins, and the Dalit community. So they are treated as indignified section of the community, because as they don't have any access in the public places like hotel, restaurant, saloon, like yours situation. But the difference from India, Nepal and other area is that the atrocity against Dalit community is not that much visible or that much violent. But the dignity problem going on silently.
No, could you explain the form of discrimination?
The form of discrimination is basically one is in terms of dignity, one is entering into public places. Other discrimination is getting public services. You know, public services means like, you know, panchayat, we have, you know, union parishad and local level, you know, local government system, and those are responsible for providing, you know, service to the poor people. But the Dalit people are not that much considered for those service. You know, there are overall, you know, the poor population in Bangladesh, almost, you know, around 40%. But they are excluded from those service. They are not proper treatment like, you know, other Muslim community in education as well. They are also excluded in different manner from the health facilities also. Because if Dalit people goes to the hospital and there a chance to get less priority, you know, from the doctors and other, you know, other people of the hospital authority. They are even, if you consider the housing facilities of those community, that is also, you know, poorer in compared to the other mainstream community.
Okay.
The civic amenities to the Dalit slums is not functional. The health workers hardly enter to their villages or enter to the colonies.
Their parts.
Their income is also poor. That's why, as their income is poor, that's why they are not getting proper service from different service organizations. So these are the things. Basically, Dalit movement got momentum when, for the first time, our political parties, some of our political parties, especially the political party in power now, they included Dalit issue in their political manifesto. That they committed that they will address the issue of Dalit population, and they will initiate laws to end discrimination against them. So after that, Dalit people, you know, intensified their movement for getting access to the public services, movement for come out from their indignified life. Movement for entering into the public places and, you know, and growing up like a natural human being. So after that movement, Dalit issue nowadays is not insignificant issue nowadays, because, you know, there are already opinion mobilized in the civil society organization, among the civil society forums, among the policymakers. So almost nowadays every not the whole population, but there are who they are important in making decisions. They almost know the Dalit issue and their concerns. So this kind of achievement that Dalit movement.
আপনারা হাওড়া স্টেশন যাবেন তো?
জি।
তাহলে খেয়ে নেন, বাজে টাইম হয়েছে, কারণ রাস্তা খুব জ্যাম থাকে।
ও আচ্ছা, তো আমরা 3টায় বের হয়ে যাব নাকি?
হ্যাঁ, তার আগে খেয়ে নেবেন তো?
জি জি জি,
খেয়ে নেন।
আমার শেষ হয়ে যাবে। So this kind of, you know, things going on, and
Could you please explain more about the movement as such? What were the movement's manifestos? What were the demands and all those things?
so the movement nowadays spread out all over the country, because nowadays the Dalit population has their own platform. We have two broad big platform in Bangladesh. One is called Horizon Oikko Parishad, and one is called Bangladesh Dalit Parishad. Apart from that, there are another platform that is called BDERM, that is initiated by IDSN Netherlands or something international body. So these are the, you know, platforms, you know, getting power from the civil society organization, from us, like my organization. So and they are organizing people to raise the demand in all over Bangladesh. And nowadays they are also getting importance in the media also. They are entering into the media houses. Media houses also getting chances to them to talk about their concern. Last 5 years they are basically organizing movement for their 10 points demand. One is formation of Anti Discrimination Act, like India or Nepal. Another is getting quota in education, and there is reservation in the employment sector. And here I want to mention one thing, that Horijan population who are involved in scavenging, they are demanding 80% quota reservation in the cleaning profession. Because nowadays they are facing one problem, they are losing their jobs. Because traditionally they involved in cleaning profession, but nowadays the other community, Muslims also involving in cleaning positions, Muslim and other Hindus. So Horijans who are traditionally by generation involved in cleaning position, they are losing jobs. That's why they demanded a reservation in the cleaning jobs. One of their demand is getting special allocation in the national budget, which is addressed by government recently. Last 3 years they got special allocation in the national budget. Another demand is formation a special commission within the Human Rights Commission. Another is initiating special projects for their development, especially for income generation, housing facilities. So these are the basic demands, main demands among the 10 demands. After this movement, government also recognizing those demands. And one of the positive things is that among those 10 demands, government almost addressing 4 or 5 demands, and also initiated a process that is coordinated by Human Rights Commission and Law Commission regarding formation of Anti Discrimination Act. So this is under drafting, and we are hoping that if next government, that is our election is coming in January, if next government favors maybe 1 year, we can have a law on anti-discrimination, and that will create a big difference in terms of establishing dignity of human as a whole.
Also, when you speak about Dalit community in Bangladesh, could you please say which is the dominant community that has power, that is working more, that is organized, and everything?
If you talk about dominant Dalit community in Bangladesh, though the number is less, around 1 or 1.5 million, but they are organized, that is the Horijan population who are involved in cleaning profession. Because they are in employment with the city corporation and Purushabha, as they have some money flow, and they stays within a boundary. There are 70, 80,000, 200 people living in the same place, and they have some connection with the districts. And they have Bangladesh Regional Corporation is a little bit organized. They have constitution, they have elections. In compared to that, the other Dalit section, which is bigger, that section is not that much organized, because they are scattered in different areas. Their economic condition is not that much good, and they're not connected with different districts. They have not that much organizational setup. That's why they are contributing less to this movement. But they are gaining organizational structure day by day, and we are also facilitating that process. But in terms of getting access to the services, they are getting more.
The scavenger community?
No, not the scavengers, the bigger section, the Rishi community involved in Kubla, because they are more accessing in education,
Okay.
and number of people are getting admission in universities. Oh, another thing, recently some of our university is initiated quota for the Dalit population.
Oh.
Dalit population are getting 1% quota in Dhaka University,
Oh.
the largest university in Bangladesh. So that is a good sign.
Also, last question about minority. When you speak about minority in Bangladesh, the question of caste becomes important. So when you say minority, if it is Hindu, there is a caste question. So are the Brahmins using the minority thing and getting more? And does that caste question become significant there?
Yeah, caste system in Bangladesh is significant still. They're not. I have already said that not that much, visible in like India.
Yeah.
Like India,
It's a symbolic thing.
Yeah, but there are caste-based discrimination because there are a number of examples I can share with you later on. Because caste comes from the Hindu religion, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why, as they are Hindus, they are still practicing the caste system, not giving chance to enter the houses of Brahmin and other these things are happening. But the difference, but the attitude is getting or losing age day by day.
Okay.
Because the people from the Dalit section are nowadays getting education. They are also becoming doctors. They are also becoming lawyers. So, but on the other hand, the students from Brahmin may not get that opportunity.
So one of the questions that here comes is like when you say symbolic violence, that can one of the forms of violence that happens in India is, so when they'll start to assert, when they start to get opportunities, that is when the Brahmins get angered. Is there some kind of a phenomenon like that there?
Kind of things.
Something that is not present there.
That is not.
So they are welcoming in that aspect.
Getting opportunity.
Like for instance, when Dalits get opportunities, when Dalits start to ask, we need this, the Brahmins get affected, the upper caste get affected. So that is one of the significant.
So they are not opposing that much, because the people who will give the service or who will give the opportunity, maybe those are not Hindus, those are Muslims.
Oh yeah.
So these are not happening there, because in the power position who are sitting there, they may not Brahmins.
Also, last question, could you please speak a bit more about Muslim and the caste question and just end?
Caste-based discrimination, in Muslims are not that much visible. There are very few sections. I can mention 2-3 community. That is, one is involved in fishing, other is involved in weaving, and other is involved in playing drums. No, not playing them. Sorry, carrier. Traditional carrier bearer. They are considered as Dalits within the Muslim, but the issue is not that much visible within the Muslim community, because Muslim religion, there is no caste system, or Muslim Islam doesn't allow any discrimination based on caste. So that is not that much visible, but there are some differences. Especially you can get example in terms of getting marriage with those communities. You can see that, but not that much. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, I can't get it.
No.